Hey YouTube friends, Ben Ochart here, broadcasting from paradise. Hey, you know I'm big on canister filters. You know I use them. You know I have lots of videos on them. But I decided to ask the group, the ben.o.cichlid Facebook group, what they thought was the best canister filter and why they thought that. So let's take a look at their opinion, and then you chime in below in the comments. Let me know what you think about your favorite canister filter. All right, let's go. I asked the group, from your experience, what's the best canister filter? Please say why you think so. I wanted to get some info, some insight as to why they thought that way. 3 canisters came up. Let's start with IHEIM, since it came up pretty frequently and was certainly in the top 3. Frank Ramirez says that the IHEIM Classic, the 2262, puts out over 700 gallons per hour with media, holds a ton of biological media, and has a zero bypass design. We'll talk more about that bypass concept in a minute. It has to do with water flowing around your media. Jeff Gottfried says, well, I have no problems with my IHEIM 4 350. I have 4 of them. Never had canisters before that, have had no water quality issues. They have good flow and are super easy to use and clean. Those are all important points. Travis says that the IHEIM 2262, it may be pricey, but reliability, capacity, can't be beat without a sump. Jeffrey says IHEIM Professional 31200 XL does what it says on the tin. It's good to get the product that actually delivers what it promises. Daryl says, in my opinion, use many IHEIM just for the durability aspect, alongside the no bypassing functionality. The basket feature in the FX6 is a fantastic feature with the cleaning. It's so simple. If I was to invest in another filter on the high-end scale, IHEIM all day. Efrain says, in my opinion, IHEIM 2262, no bypass, strong GPH and motor on top. I use FX6, but my next purchase will be the IHEIM. Interesting. This bypass concept is coming up. That means that water is traveling around your media, which can happen in some filters in the way they're actually set up. Richard likes IHEIM filters for quality, performance, and durability. It's a recent addition to my 60 there. Lou says IHEIM whenever I use canisters. They all last forever, though some need an impeller replacement once in a long while. Well, that's something I can certainly live with. Gave them away after using for 12 years back in 2012, and guess what? The recipient is still using them. Most important aspect is the silence using them and the peace of mind that it is reliable. All those are excellent, excellent points. Let's go over to the Fluval. A lot of folks brought up the Fluval line of canisters, starting with Aaron, who says he has 2 FX5s. I've had to replace the seals, but other than that, they run great. Jimmy says I have 2 FX6s and an FX4 and an old Fluval 304. No complaints and no problems. Luane says FX6 and 4 for the sheer output and efficient design. It's a fluorescent right there. Carissa says I've had several different Fluval canisters and they've all been amazing. Also have a couple Cascade canisters and they're okay. Well, I prefer amazing to okay, Carissa. Yeah. I love that fluorescent. He's a good-looking fish. He's in the 100-gallon. Anthony says FX5, FX6, great filters, but in my experience, you can't beat the IHEIM for durability, and in my opinion, their no bypass canister is still best on the market. I guess this is insinuating that other canisters do have a bypass problem. But Lisa says Fluval FX6 all day long. The easiest to clean too. Paul likes any Fluval, and Craig says Fluval FX series are at the top of his list. So you can see there's definitely some product loyalty here. That's a little hybrid strawberry that you're seeing there on the screen. Picked them up at a local fish store. Dennis says, I've been using the FX6 since they replaced the FX5 over 4 years ago, and I really like them. It's a very reliable and durable filter. I've never had any issues with them in all the years of continuous service. They hold plenty of mechanical and biological media as well. It's great flow, automatic prime. Because of the positive service history mine have provided, I don't have any reason to switch to another filter. That's a pretty strong endorsement there, Dennis. I appreciate you chiming in. The Fluval is certainly, in my opinion, the sort of a battleship, but in all fairness, I haven't had a chance to try an IHEIM, and I also hear they're well built. Rick, I have a pair of Fluval 306s, and they're great. Easy to clean, quiet, and great flow. It's a blue neon you're seeing there. John, FX6 for the power and size. A bit pricey though. On the other hand, SunSun has the bang for your buck. I love and use them both. So do I. Brian says Fluval FX series, ease of use, great customer service and products available everywhere. You don't have to rely on internet shopping. Yep, try and contact somebody about your SunSun for service. Good luck, even if you speak Mandarin. Susan says, I love the design of my Fluval 306. It has been a dependable filter, and if you keep up with maintenance, problem-free. The trays hold plenty of media, and the 4-core sponges in the front tray keep mold out of my biomedia. I have a sponge filter attachment on the intake. That's always a smart thing to do. Donnell says, personally, I like the Fluval FX6 because the motor is located at the bottom of the canister, opposed to the Fluval 406, for example, where the motor's on top. I always had problems with that filter running incorrectly, and it ultimately made me buy an FX6, which I should have done in the first place. Well, Donnell, I commend you for brand loyalty. Most folks, after having a problem with that first Fluval, would have switched to a different company. But the Fluval FX6 is a good product. You're looking at my recent acquisition there, a Exochromis from Cunningham. Bob Yates says, I have no problems with FX6, so in my opinion, it is the best. And Carlos likes them both, SunSun and Fluval. Let's go over to the opinions that we received on the SunSun and see what some of the group members said about that filter. It was commented on quite a bit, and we'll start with Jason, who says that relatively new, but my SunSun is working great, quiet, and easy to do maintenance. I'd agree with that. My SunSuns are pretty easy to work on, and they certainly hold a lot of media. Bobby says the best filter, hands down, SunSun 304B. I own 4. The price for what you get is amazing. I have 4 FX6s also. Feel like a broke cool kid. Mike says best bang for your buck is the SunSun 704B. Colin says that my SunSun 404B, amazing output and big media trays. Have an IHEIM Pro 2 as well for about 10 years, still doing well, but not as powerful as the SunSun. That's interesting. Remember, your canisters do lose some of their GPH, gallons per hour, once you stuff them with media. Miguel says my Aquatop 500, which is a SunSun basically, UV light is an absolute beast of a canister filter. Super quiet, holds a ton of media, and easy to install, easy for maintenance. Love it. That's a pretty strong endorsement. Matt likes the SunSun 3000, and I've heard that that's an adjustable GPH, coming in at 793. That's a pretty powerful unit. I'd like to try one of those out. Dino says, best bang for the buck, my SunSun 304B. It's rated up to 525 gallons per hour. I'm leaning more towards 350 to 450 with media. A bit noisy though. Now my IHEIM Pro 250 is quite impressive for its little size, and it's absolutely dead silent. Ron says, I can only tell you what I have experienced so far since I've only been fish keeping for about a year. I'm currently using an Aquatop CF500, which seems to be doing a good on my 75, but what I am hearing from a lot of others about the FX6, I'm thinking it might be a better choice. Ron, I guess the only thing I can tell you is that sometimes this fish equipment, it's like fashion, and it comes and goes. If it's working for you, if it's doing the job, if it's moving a lot of water and filtering your aquarium well, stick with it and don't worry or care about what anyone else thinks or says about their canister. If yours is working and it's quiet and you're happy with it and it's doing the job, don't follow the trends, because there's no end in sight to how much you can spend. And so if it's working, stick with it. That's my advice on that one. As you can see, there are lots of opinions out there, certainly lots of favorites that a lot of us have. I've had very good luck with SunSun and also with my Fluval FX6. No complaints about either one of those. I know there are horror stories about every kind of canister out there, and about canisters in general. So, so I can only comment on ones I've used, and I have found those two to be very, very good. Of course, you have to factor in things like your budget, and but then also durability. But when you consider that I've been using two 302 SunSuns for 4 years non-stop on that 60-gallon grow out without a single problem, that makes me wonder if there really is that much of a durability issue. At any rate, with SunSuns. At any rate, share your thoughts and comments below. They are appreciated. We all learn from each other. I thank you very much for tuning in, and stay tuned, because in a future video I'm going to be giving away a Hogue algae scrubber courtesy of Santa Monica Filtration. Stay tuned for that, my friend. Thank you so much. And one last thing, if you would like to see a live broadcast where you can go ahead and ask anything, just go ahead and comment below, say you would like that, and be sure to mention what topics you would like us to focus on, and perhaps I'll schedule one of those in the future on either Facebook, YouTube, or maybe both as a simulcast. Thank you so much, friends. You are appreciated.